I think it's working. Yeah, it's recording.
Alright, so we're on our last test drive. This is just like a simulation of normal test drive. Some city driving, some highway driving, some bad roads, tight turns. So we're going to see drive around and get a feel for it.
Good job out there, everyone. I noticed everyone's keeping it in the track there. Always appreciated. We had some guys mowing over a bunch of cones in the past sessions. Always appreciated that you're not doing that.
The main thing is just easy to drive. Tight turn here so we can test the turning radius.
Do yourself a favor and try that out as we go over this rough road. Go from, Sport Plus to Comfort and see the difference as it goes, as you go through there. Really feel a big difference in the steering. It gets much heavier, much more responsive. Alright, that's another lap down. Let's, you know the drill. Pull on up here, jump out, and change drivers.
That was pretty fun. Hi, we're at the drive event, and this is the first time I'm in the new X5 50i, and we're just going to follow the leader and drive through Slalom course just to see different simulated driving experiences. Go through acceleration, braking, slalom, turns, and so on. We just drove Infiniti, Mercedes, and Porsche. So far, in that order, cars were from really bad to really good. So Infiniti was the worst, Mercedes was pretty good, Porsche was really fun, Cayenne S, and let's see how this one's gonna feel. Alright, so it's ready to go. A couple more minutes. I'm gonna try to put a few videos together. This is the first drive that we had today. We should have the off-road event, and they told us, but I forgot, there's probably going to be something else. We're also going to drive, I believe we're going to have an X5 sDrive 35i, so that should be interesting to see how that car feels.
Yeah, that's the last car on the line.
Okay. Ready to go. So we're in sport
okay,
mode.
Everyone, we're getting ready to roll here. Just once again, just a courtesy reminder, just really take this chance to get all your senses working and feel the different vehicle you're in, what you like better about it, what you don't, responsiveness, precision steering, the shifting, everything everything you can take in. This is your chance.
All right, so we're in sport mode, and I put the transmission in sport mode as well. I'm not gonna shift, just let it shift for us. So far, it's very touchy, very responsive, and it's pretty quiet even in sport mode. Here we go. Okay, this guy, I don't think he wants me driving that fast. Some turns. Oh my god, I got so fast I didn't even feel how fast it was going. here.
Alright, we're gonna get grouped up here. We gotta use the back end to get caught up.
Alright, so now it's going to be acceleration and braking at the end. So I'm going to try to see, the head-up display is kind of low, so it's hard for me to see what speed it is, but I'm going to try to read out the speed. Alright, acceleration.
Alright, we're really get on these brakes at the end and see what they can do.
60, 70, brakes, stops on the dime, side turn. Okay, and here we're going to have a really nice wide curve, and let's see how fast I can push it. Okay, this is a lot of fun. Alright, now we have a slalom, let this guy get through. Now he's going fast. This is so much fun. Okay, did not need to go. And now there's a simulated lane change. So let's see how we're going to take that. Okay, so that's it. That was the slalom. And next we're going to try to take a video of the 35i. Okay, so we're driving the X5 35i sDrive. This is the rear-wheel drive. First time BMW is offering.
2 more laps, so use them for good, not evil.
First time BMW is offering rear-wheel drive X5. I just drove it. It was a lot of fun, and I decided that I'm going to let my buddy Omar drive, and I'll fill in him because he's a much better driver than me. That will give us better experience, better video. Also, I got a chance to sit in the passenger seat on the X550i. Multi-contour seats really make a lot of difference. And overall, we were talking about different cars. We were not arguing, but discussing whether Porsche or BMW was better. And overall, it feels like Porsche is a much more luxurious feel, while BMW is more spirited drive. You feel like you're driving, you're experiencing the drive. So that's kind of what we more or less agreed on. Interior is very different too. This is a traditional BMW look. It's updated, but it looks similar to previous X5. Alright, and we're almost ready to go. I'll just turn the camera. I don't know if you can see on the video, but on the navigation we've got the sports displays, but again I'm not sure if it's going to be if it'll show in the video. And we have settings. We have a sport mode and sport transmission. The car in front of us, that was the minivan QX60. Out of all the cars, it was the worst, but I know from experience what sells the Infiniti is that it has a really spacious third row seat, and it's easy to get there. You can even have passengers in the, baby seat in the back and still get into the back.
Turn their blinker on.
Blinker, yeah. Alright, the wide turn, this is where we test the rear wheel drive. what's your verdict, Omar?
It's very nice, very nice. Not quite as sporty as the 5.0.
Did you feel the rear-wheel drive versus all-wheel drive?
Yeah, I did. It was very good steering input, good feedback from the front wheels, and you could feel the car driving. Rear-wheel drive was really pushing the car through the corner very nicely.
Right. All right, so now we're going off-road. We have a bunch of cars. They're all X5 35i's xDrive, all-wheel drive, and I have a pretty brutal off-road course. I just went through it as a passenger, and not something I would do in my own car, that's for sure. And I'm not a lot into off-roading, pretty much not a lot, so that's a pretty cool experience. See what it's going to look like. So we have on display, we have two different xDrive statuses. This one shows, I guess, torque distribution, and the other one,
different wheels.
Yep, and the other one, we're going to try to play with this. The other one will be the xDrive status.
When we get to the off-camber part, you should be able to see on the xDrive status screen, you should be able to see the angle of our off-camber, and also you'll be able to see how much of angles we're getting on the up and down on the hill.
Okay, I think I'm a little bit too close to him. They want a 2-car length. Okay, here we go.
Oh yeah, showing all 4 wheels are working.
Oh, yeah.
Some of you may be having the parking indicator on. That's because the car is sensing solid objects in front of it or behind it, and that's usually Mother Earth. So that's a little bit distracting, but that's because we're at something close to the
It's cool with the torque distribution.
So driving is actually much less stressful than sitting in the back seat. It was
Yeah.
in the back seat. It felt like there's no one really in control. Sitting here driving it, it's just actually easy. Steering is easy. There's plenty of power.
Why are they going so slow?
Really? Did it get stuck?
Someone got stuck.
Okay, so there's a guy with a shovel to the rescue. Tells him what to do. In the background, we see cars doing what they did before, speeding and doing slalom and lane changes. Okay, he's getting out. He's fine. I think he just got scared. Yeah, he's totally fine. He just needed some direction. The second car is also kind of having trouble there. So maybe it is a tough spot. Ooh.
You can really see the torque
Yep,
distribution just on each individual
Yep.
wheel.
It just
The
goes by the
importance
wheel.
in off-road driving is slow and steady.
Slow and steady. Okay.
A lot of times, you don't have the system that we have in this vehicle. You have to use a lot of horsepower, a lot of gas.
Okay, so this is where other cars got stuck.
Rather than
Traction control kicks in and we're out. We're fine.
gently apply the power and let the system do all the work for us and figure out where the traction needs to be applied.
Okay, who did that? Parking system just went out. I didn't do it.
The advantage of the BMW system is that the power and the torque come on at such a low RPM, 1500 RPM.
Is it still
A lot
time
lower
on?
than some other.
It's interesting. It just goes off. Maybe when you get too close to sensors, it goes off. Okay, so
Okay,
now.
once again, once we're back over on this smooth dirt part, we'll go ahead and accelerate, floor it, feel how the car hooks right up and takes right off.
Okay.
And at the very end, we'll go ahead and apply a good solid brake. The car's completely under control until we get into the turn. And then go ahead and floor it momentarily for a second or two and have the car track ready.
Alright, so we're almost ready for the crazy off-roading in the dust. Let's see how that goes.
I'll just see if I can. Oh,
Yeah, that's good.
let's see if we can get this for when we do that.
Alright, let's go for it.
Go, Nico, go!
I've never done this before. This is so much fun. Alright. Okay, so there's a little bit more off-roading. I'm going to switch the display. So this
Yeah,
is the
now we're in
xDrive
the-
display.
Now we're in the.
And then after our flat part of our track, we'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and do our lock block again.
Lock to lock.
Pay attention to how the suspension still has the full range of motion, even though it's totally locked in the steering.
The guy with the shovel is fixing the road. Who's that driver? He's getting stuck all the time.
Yeah. Probably horsing around instead of concentrating.
It's pretty easy to drive in there. It's not that much
Yeah,
concentration.
it's not like a. This isn't the Rubicon Trail.
I'm laughing. I don't know what it is, but yeah. It's like okay. Am I clearing this thing? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, good turning radius helps here because these are really tough
Okay, once we
turns.
come back onto the asphalt again, we'll go ahead and make a big arc. Go around, stop, and do our next track.
It's funny, at one point it was all front wheel drive.
Right.
They had turned everything to the front.
Well, I think sometimes it can be just on one wheel.
Yeah. Like right now it's just rear.
Yeah. And we're out. Well, that was fun.
Nancy's out pro driving from off-road. He's going to drive it up on the roller. About time I have fun. There's one thing I want you to watch out for. This is with all of the vehicles. When the car gets onto the roller, I want you to make sure that the side wall of the tyre doesn't hit the side of the roller. So if it does, it creates traction and then pops the car out of the roller, so it's a false test. Okay? So keep an eye out for that. And what we're trying to show is, one, does the car come out of the rollers at all? And two, how long does it take to happen? Okay? Matt will also let you know with each vehicle when he's on full power. Okay? So that was 4 seconds to get the vehicle out of the ramp, and you saw it then roll the traction and just push the whole roller back. Okay? So 4 seconds. Now that's almost telling you that the xDrive system is almost a proactive system in how it works. Okay, so it's not reacting to certain points, but it's thinking ahead. And the thing that I like about the vehicle is that we're just driving that vehicle out on track, and we brought it straight here to the rollers without pushing any buttons whatsoever. And that's what I like about the xDrive system, is it's very versatile. You can drive it on track, you can drive it off-road without pushing any buttons whatsoever. So next up, we're going to bring the Porsche Cayenne. Hands up if you like this car on track. I liked it. I thought it did a really good job. Now with this car, you can upgrade different off-road packages. So this is the standard standard off-road package that's like for like between the X5. Obviously, the more packages you add, the more expensive it gets, it then becomes a very expensive car on top of what it is already. So the car we were looking at here was a high 85,000. So again, we're looking for, does the car come out of the rollers? How long does it take to come out of the rollers as well? And also watch for the vehicles, they'll stop the wheels. Sometimes the wheel will stop and then start again. That's not marked, that is the traction control taking over trying to get the car out of the rollers. That's full throttle. So that was full power and that was 8 seconds to come out of the rollers. Okay, so the end result, it was good, it got you out of that situation. But again, it's quite a delay to actually come out of there. So 8 seconds, and that was full power. So you can see the car was not allowing Matt to go full power to try and get out of there. Most people, not a very confident driver, if you get stuck, what's the first thing you do? You're probably going to go full power to give it more energy to get out of there. Okay, so it wouldn't allow him to have full power. Mercedes ML, who thought it was good on track?
Okay.
I liked the steering. I thought the steering was really precise, but the body roll kind of did the big negative on that. Anybody have any kind of past experience with the 4MATIC MLs at all? On sales or anything? So again, we're looking forward to the car come out and how long does it take? Hands up, oh, how long do you think it's going to take? 1 and 8. 1 and 8? Well, alright, and again, Matt will let us know when it's on full power. Full power. You can see the wheels stopping and starting, looking at traction. That's full power all the way down. This car will not come out of the rollers. There's only one way to get this car out of the rollers, and you need a professional driver to do that. That's to create a grip on the side of the roller and for it to pop out. So that is 4MATIC.
It's interesting.
You do? Yes.
That was a good one.
Still like the Infinity on track.
Oh, the school bus. School bus.
I'm going to stick up for it. It's a comfortable car when you drive it on the streets. It is a comfortable car. It's got a nice few technology features in there. It's pretty neat inside.
Would you put your wife in it?
Say again?
Would you put your wife in it? Would you put your wife and kids in it?
Oh, yes, exactly. Alright, so, how long do you think this vehicle's going to take to come out? It won't.
They could barely get on.
So the name is a giveaway. Alright, Matt, we that to you. You notice the wheels are not stopping and starting. It's not looking for traction. It's just powering all the wheels. It's not sending power to the wheels on the road surface. This car will not come out of the rollers. It will not come out. So again, without you guys pushing, Matt needs to be in the car with you to get it out.
So how is this car sold as a 4x4? That's what it's sold as? Or what is it?
All-wheel drive.
All-wheel drive.
Yeah, exactly. As you can see, we're having to move the rollers back because the Q7 is up next. It has a longer wheelbase than all of the vehicles that are here. So it's a longer wheelbase. It is a heavier car. Has anybody driven Q7 before? Nice. We didn't drive it on track, but we will be driving it at the end of the day when we do the test drive section. So you will all get to drive this car. So the Q7 has a quattro system. Quattro's been around forever. That's what we think it's going to do good. So again, we're looking forward to come out and how long does it take to come out. Okay, Matt, you probably want to come up this way. Your back wheel's not being able to go.
Stop, man. Good stuff.
You're in. It's kind of on the end. Alright, let's give it a go, see what happens. Alright. Wheels stopped and started. It was actually in the edge. You can actually see the tyre marks that are leaking on the side there. So it did come out. To be honest, it normally takes about 2 seconds more than the X5. So it was a bit of a false test, but it's very close. It's actually the best of the compact line. So it's about 2 seconds longer than when it takes the X5. And it's actually very different to how the Porsche works. Everybody expects the Q7 and the Porsche to be pretty much exactly the same. But don't forget the weight is different, the wheelbase is different. I'm sure they share parts, but the system is not exactly the same. Okay? So we saw X5 to start with. We'll do it again. So this is good for any kind of pictures or videos, and then you can post them with the hashtag on there as well.
Yeah, they did pretty good.
So I think this is the
What's up, man? What's up, man? What's up?
Go. You can tell the power is being sent to that wheel because you can hear it as it starts to spin around and then look for traction, and you can see the tyre marks that it leaves as well. Okay. Also look for if a wheel lifts off the ground, because what do you not have if the wheel lifts off the ground? Traction, and that's when you spin the wheel, you may get stuck. So as you can see now, the front wheel is tucking it up inside that wheel arch well as Matt drives over. So listen very carefully. So that front wheel come up off the ground, it spun a little bit, but then immediately the power got sent to all the 3 different wheels that are still got traction, and it pushes the car straight out. It's very controlled, there's nothing too alarming, and you was able to carry on straight away. Porsche. We saw it on the roller demo, it's pretty good. On track, it was pretty good too. Let's see how it goes over here. It's quite a small vehicle, you know, when you look at it from the outside, the physical size of the vehicle is one of the smallest. So again, look for how far the wheels go in and out of the wheel arch well, and if a wheel lifts off the ground. So look at that back wheel, it starts to spin around. So you can see the front wheel came up off of the ground. The Porsche, the reason everybody liked track, including myself, it's a slightly stiffer suspension than most of the other cars. So the suspension travel isn't as great, and that's why you always get a wheel that's off the ground. Okay, so that's why there was no traction and the wheel was spinning. Mercedes ML. Now, we saw it on the roller. It would still be there now if we didn't have Matt. One thing I wanted to watch with, it is an option to get the side steps, but most MLs that you see actually have them fitted anyway. So I want you to watch for ground clearance when the car goes halfway over the bumps, and see how close those side steps get to the ground. So you can see it hits down on the side steps and it kind of balances on the side step, and then you've got to power out of there to gain traction to get back out. Okay, so watch for ground clearance on the car. Now, talking of ground clearance, the Infiniti. It has the lowest amount of ground clearance out of all of the cars. If you look, you can see the big plastic splitter that runs underneath the front of the car. So keep that in mind for the next few demonstrations that we're going to do. So again, watch for how far the wheels get tucked inside the wheel arch well. So your head is square, look at the rear wheel, was off the ground. I believe that is mounted full power.
My foot's flat on the throttle right now.
Wow.
I like how the back wheel is fully in the wheel arch well. There's a lot of suspension travel, but unfortunately the rest of the car isn't there to back it up. So we've got to back up and we've got to try again with a bit more speed. So unless you are a pro driver or you know what you're doing, you're in a situation where you might just get stuck there. Q7 is up next. Q7 again is a longer wheelbase vehicle, and it's also a heavier vehicle as well. So we saw this actually did pretty well. It's kind of a false test when it came on the rollers, but it still did pretty good, and it normally is the best of the competitors on the rollers. So let's see how it goes on here. So the wheel came off the ground, we got a little bit of wheel spin. We could track and not so good elsewhere. So now we're going to finish up with one more demonstration. Martin's going to drive again the X5 and all of the competitors of the mount that we've got behind us. So what I'd like you all to do now is turn